discussed was the structure of bacteria. Okay, this was the last topic, structure of bacteria we discussed, and we have seen the diagram of bacteria as well. Now we are going to the next topic, that is the shapes of bacteria. Again, one of the most important questions from this chapter. Okay, so there are different shapes of bacteria. Let's see how many types of bacteria are there according to shapes. Number one is cocci bacteria. We pronounce it as cocci. Cocci mean round shaped bacteria, and it is non-flagellated. Okay, there may be two types of bacteria. One is flagellated, which have the flagella that can move. The second is non-flagellated, which do not have the flagella and they cannot move. Now the cocci bacteria are basically the berry-shaped, round-shaped bacteria, and there are subtypes of cocci bacteria. Number one is monococcus. Mono means single and coccus means round. Okay, so single round shaped bacteria is called monococcus. Then we are having diplococci. Diplo mean two, pair. Okay, so pair round shaped bacteria is known as diplococci. Then we are having streptococci. Strep mean a chain, so streptococci mean chain round shaped bacteria which is in chain and they're round, like just the beads of tasbih ke dane hote, just like that. Okay, so they are known as a chain shaped bacteria. Then we are having staphylococci. Staphylo mean cluster. Okay, they are in cluster, and staphylococci mean cluster round shaped bacteria. They are the bacteria which are found in cluster and they're round in shape. Okay, let's see the diagrams. So monococcus is the first one, in the diplococcus, then staphylococcus, then you can see the streptococcus. Okay, the streptococci. The sarcino and tetraoids are not present in your book. Sarcino mean number of 8 and tetraoid mean 4. So that is not present in your book. But monococcus, the diplococci, the staphylococci, and the streptococci, these are present in your book. Let's move toward the next shape, that is bacilli bacteria. Bacilli bacteria, bacillus means rod shape. They are rod shaped bacteria and they have flagella. The diagram which we have seen previously, the structure of bacteria was bacilli bacteria. They are basically rod shape and they have flagella. They can move from one place to another. There are many types of bacilli bacteria. Number one is monobacillus. Okay, monobacillus means single rod shaped bacteria. It is a single bacteria and it is rod shaped. Okay, then we are having diplobacilli. Diplo mean two and pair, so they are paired rod shaped bacteria. Then we are having a streptobacilli. Strep mean chain, so they are basically chain rod shaped bacteria. So there are the three types of bacilli: monobacillus, diplobacilli, and streptobacilli. Okay, these are the three types. These are the bacillus. So we are just going to see the monobacillus. Okay, this one is the monobacillus, this is the diplobacillus, and this is the streptobacillus. Okay, this is the palisade, that is the zigzag, and that one is the cocobacillus, which is round and oval shaped bacteria. But we just, in our book, this one is given, this one is given, and this one is given. So you have to focus on these three. Okay, then the next shape of bacteria we are having is spirilla. Spiral is basically coil shaped bacteria or screw shaped bacteria. They are flagellated. You can see in the diagram that they are flagellated bacteria. Okay, then the last one we are having is vibrio, or simply comma shaped bacteria. Okay, they are curved or comma shaped, like the comma of the English. Okay, they are flagellated. You can see the flagella present in them. They can move from one place to another as well. So these are the four basic types of bacteria according to shape. Number one is cocci bacteria, number two is bacillus, number three is spirilla, and number four is vibrio or comma shaped bacteria. Okay, I hope you get it. If you are having any question now, come and ask your question. Okay, if there is any question from anybody, you can ask right now. Is it clear to all of you? The four basic shapes of bacteria. Important question. This one is And you have to remember this one because you can be asked about the shapes of bacteria. Okay, very good. So let's move to the next topic now. Okay, so the next topic is nutrition in bacteria. Nutrition mean the intake of the food. So how do bacteria take in its food? How do they survive on the basis of their nutrition? Let's see what are the types of bacteria according to nutrition. Number one is there are two basic types of bacteria according to nutrition. Okay, number one is heterotrophic bacteria, and number two is autotrophic bacteria. So first we are discussing heterotrophic bacteria. Heterotrophic bacteria are those bacteria which cannot prepare their food by themselves. They are heterotrophs, cannot make their own food. Okay, they are the bacteria which cannot make their own food. So there are a variety of types of heterotrophic bacteria. Number one is saprophytic bacteria. Saprophytic bacteria are those bacteria which cannot make their own food, and they normally get their food from dead organic matters. Okay, the things which become dead, they decompose those things and get their food from them. So they have large number of enzymes that basically break down the complex dead substances, and they have been converted into simpler ones. So they get their food from dead things. Either it is plant, it is animal. When they become dead, so these bacteria act upon them, get their food from them, and in return decompose those things. Okay. In heterotrophic second type of bacteria, we are having symbiotic bacteria. Symbiosis is a kind of relationship in which two organisms associate with one another, and that depends on one another. They give benefits to one another, but neither of them get harmed and give harm to the other one. Okay, so bacteria which make an association with other organisms and get their food from them, and they do not harm them, that type of bacteria are known as symbiotic bacteria. This is the second type of heterotrophic bacteria. Then we are having a third type of heterotrophic bacteria, that is parasitic bacteria. Parasite are the organisms which live in their host body and give harm to the host body. So parasitic bacteria are those bacteria which grow inside the tissue of the host, inside the cell of the host, and obtain their food from them, and in return they harm those organisms. Okay, the host is being harmed by the parasitic bacteria. So these are the three types of heterotrophic bacteria. Number one is the saprophytic, number two is the symbiotic, and number three is the parasitic bacteria. Okay, now we are coming to a second group of bacteria, that is called autotrophic bacteria. So autotrophic bacteria are those bacteria which can make their own food from simple organic compounds. Okay, they combine simple organic compounds and can make their food out of them. There are two types of autotrophic bacteria. One is known as photosynthetic bacteria, as you know, photosynthesis, that is a process in plants which can make food for them. But in certain bacteria, they can make their food by the process of photosynthesis because they have a pigment that is similar to chlorophyll, and that pigment is known as bacteriochlorophyll. So with the presence of bacteriochlorophyll, photosynthetic bacteria can make their food. Okay, so they have the advantage to make their food. Then the second type we are having is chemosynthetic bacteria. Okay, chemosynthetic bacteria are those bacteria which again get their food from the oxidation of some inorganic substances. They do what? They oxidize inorganic compounds. By the process of respiration, they oxidize them and get their food out of them. So again, they can prepare their own food, means they can get their own food. They're not dependent on other organisms like parasites, like symbiotic or like saprophytic. So these are the kinds of bacteria. According to nutrition, bacteria can get their food from other organisms as well, and bacteria can make their own food as well, like plants. So bacteria have different quality according to the nutrition that we have discussed. Again, that was the saprophytic, the symbiotic, the parasitic, the photosynthetic, and the chemosynthetic. Again, this is one of the most important question. Okay, in the exams, you can be asked explain nutrition in bacteria, so you have to explain all of these. Okay, again, if you are having question right now in the topic, you can ask it so that we can move to the next one. Okay, saprophytic bacteria, Yashveen, saprophytic bacteria are those bacteria which depends upon dead organic matters. For example, if an animal is dead or a plant is dead, so this bacteria is going to get its food out of them. Okay, and in return they are going to decompose that organism. Oxidation. Oxidation is basically a chemical reaction in the presence of oxygen. And in simple, you can say respiration. Any other? Parasitic. Yes. Parasitic bacteria are those bacteria which live within the host body. Okay. For example, we are the host. So they live inside us, and in return, they get food from us, and in return, they give harm to us. They give diseases to us. Any other? Autotrophic. Arisha, autotrophs mean the organisms which can make their own food. So bacteria which can make their own food, they are called autotrophic bacteria. Okay. And now autotrophic bacteria, as we discussed, one is photosynthetic. They get their food by the process of photosynthesis. And second is chemosynthetic. So they get their food from chemicals, inorganic substances. Organic substances, organic substances like, for example, fats, proteins, okay, vitamins, these are organic compounds. Like, for example, our body is organic. Like the body of plants, they are organic. Is it clear? Okay. So now going toward the next one. This was a type of bacteria according to nutrition. Let's see respiration in bacteria. You can say types of bacteria according to respiration. In bacteria, there are two types of respiration present. One is known as aerobic and second is known as anaerobic. Okay, the first one, aerobic bacteria. Aerobic bacteria is that bacteria which requires oxygen for respiration. Okay, they need oxygen for respiration. Without oxygen, they cannot survive. The second bacteria is known as anaerobic bacteria. Anaerobic bacteria do not require oxygen for respiration. If there is no oxygen, this bacteria can survive easily. There is no need of oxygen for them. Okay. The anaerobic bacteria are further divided into two groups. One is known as obligate anaerobic bacteria, and second is known as facultative anaerobic bacteria. So the obligate anaerobic bacteria are those bacteria which cannot survive in the presence of oxygen. It means that if there is oxygen present, this bacteria is going to die. They cannot survive. And the second is facultative. Facultative anaerobic bacteria are those bacteria which can survive in the presence as well as in the absence of oxygen. If oxygen is present, that's good for them. If oxygen is not present, still it's good for them. They can survive. So there again are two basic types, anaerobic and aerobic. Aerobic means requires oxygen, anaerobic means does not require oxygen. Then we are having obligate anaerobic and facultative anaerobic. Obligate anaerobic are those bacteria which cannot survive in the presence of oxygen. They do not require oxygen at all. And then we are having facultative anaerobic bacteria. They are the bacteria which can survive in the presence as well as in the absence of oxygen. So these are the types of bacteria according to respiration. Let's see again if there is a question. Now you can ask a question. Anyone is having any question? No question at all? Very good. Okay, now tell me, you have studied the types of bacteria, okay? My question to you people is, which bacteria can survive the most? कौन सा bacteria सबसे ज़्यादा survive करेगा? Give me the type of the bacteria which can survive the most. Yes, quickly. Which type of bacteria can survive the most? क्या हुआ, किसी को नहीं पता? Facultative anaerobic bacteria will survive. Arisha Khurram, yes. Facultative anaerobic bacteria will survive the most. The reason is because they can survive in the presence and in the absence of oxygen. If oxygen is present, good. Not present, then even it's good for them. There will be no harm to them in the presence and absence of oxygen, so they can survive the most. Okay, so I think it's clear now. Can we move to the next topic? Okay, now this is again one of the most important topic. Okay, each second year it is repeated in the 5 year. You can see in the 5 year importance of bacteria, it is repeated. Okay, first of all, let me tell you one thing clearly. When a question comes, write the importance of bacteria. So importance means that you have to write useful as well as harmful effects. Okay, some of the students have misconfusion, they have misconception about the thing that they normally thinks that importance means useful. No, it's not only useful effects. Okay, importance of a thing means you have to tell the positive effect as well, you have to tell the negative effects as well. So we are going to discuss the positive and negative effects of bacteria over here. Number one, we are discussing the useful bacteria. In the useful bacteria, we are having agricultural bacteria. Like for example, we discussed about the saprophytic bacteria, that they can decompose dead organic matters. Okay, when they decompose dead organic matters, so the inorganic substances present in them, they are being released, and they're released to the soil to fertile that soil. So when the thing is decomposed in the soil, basically it makes the soil fertile, and that soil become very good for agriculture. So one of the most important factor of bacteria is the decomposition, and the decomposition helps out the soil to become fertile, and the fertile soil can be used for agriculture. Okay, the second we are having is alimentary canal bacteria. Alimentary canal mean our digestive tract, right away from our mouth towards our large intestine. This whole tract is known as alimentary canal. Now, some of the bacteria are present in the large intestines of the like for example humans and other cattle, like for example herbivores, especially those who eat plants. In those organisms, there is a bacteria present in their large intestine, and that bacteria do what? It produce an enzyme. The name of the enzyme is known as cellulase enzyme, and that cellulase enzyme digests cellulose. The fibers present in the plants, the cell wall present in the plants, are being digested by the cellulose that is being secreted by the bacteria. Especially in our body, they are present to form vitamin K and vitamin B of different kinds, which are very much important for us. So alimentary canal bacteria is very much important. It is present in human beings as well, and it is present in the animals which eat plants. So in all of them, this bacteria works to benefit them to produce the cellulase enzyme so that they can digest the cellulose present in their body. Okay, these are the second effect. Let's see the third one. Bacteria in industry. Industrial bacteria. Bacteria can be used in industry for different purposes. Like for example, the curing and ripening of tobacco leaves. The leaves of tobacco is ripened and they are cured from different kind of diseases. So bacteria is used for them in the industry. Okay. Then the fermentation of sugar into alcohol. We convert sugar into alcohol by the process of fermentation, and fermentation is the process of anaerobic respiration. Okay, which take place in the absence of oxygen. So that is the second effect of bacteria in industry. The third effect, ripening of cheese. The cheese that you use in your homes and use in the different products you deliver from outside, the ripening of the cheese is being done by the help of the bacteria. Okay. Then curdling up milk. Curdling up milk means that you are going to convert the milk into yogurt. So bacteria is needed for that purpose. Okay, you cannot convert a milk into yogurt without bacteria. So a rod-shaped bacteria, lactobacillus, is used on that, and we convert the milk into curdling. Then we are having the conversion of hides into leather. Hide means that the kind of things which we get normally from the animals while we sacrifice and those things, and after that we convert that into pure leather. So we get a lot of product out of them, like we get shoes, we get bags, we get many other things, jackets, etc., out of that leather. Then so industrial bacteria is very much important again. Then another most important factor of bacteria is medicinal bacteria. There are lots of bacteria which are used to make antibiotics. Now, antibiotics, are very much important medicines, and they can work against bacteria as well. Okay, so like for example, tetracycline, syphilis, and many more bacterial antibiotics are made, they are made from bacteria. In industry, there is a non-sterile area present for them, where we normally going to make the antibiotics, and the antibiotics are used for different kind of infections to be treated. Okay. The next positive effect of bacteria is nitrogen fixation. We will study in chapter number 19 that bacteria is used to fix atmospheric nitrogen. The amount of atmospheric nitrogen should be fixed, and that is fixed by the help of the bacteria by the process of nitrification. So nitrification, we will discuss that in chapter number 19 in detail. Okay, the complete process of nitrogen cycle, we will discuss that. These are the positive effects of bacteria. Let's see some of the negative effect of bacteria, the harmful effect of bacteria. The first one is pathogenic bacteria. Pathogenic mean disease causing agent, an agent that can cause diseases. So pathogenic bacteria are those bacteria which can cause diseases. Okay, like for example, bacteria can cause many diseases in man: tuberculosis, tetanus, pneumonia, cholera, and many more in man. It can cause the diseases. Similarly, they can cause diseases in plants as well. Like for example, ring rot of potato, black rot of cabbage, citrus canker, okay, fine blight of apple, etc. There are different kinds of diseases you have seen in different fruits, that they are being converted into garbage, and they are being spoiled. So these are the diseases which are occurred in the plants as well. So these are the kinds of diseases which bacteria can produce. Then we are having the spoilage of food. Bacteria can cause a big spoilage to the food as well. If we leave the food for some time, the bacteria can decompose this, and fermentation can occur in them. The taste of the food will be changed, and it will not be in your use again. You cannot use that again. So these are the harmful effects of bacteria. Okay, pathogenic bacteria and food spoilage. And then we discussed about the positive effects as well, that bacteria has many positive effects in our lives. Okay, these are the importance of bacteria. So I think till here we should keep it for today. If there is any question, you can ask Anam.
Sir, only two harmful effects of bacteria.
And those two, you can discuss many of them, because the diseases you can see, there are lots of diseases it can cause. So the negative effect of bacteria is basically, which is known till today, is this basically causing diseases. Okay, so it causes lots of diseases in plants as well as in animals. Not a single disease, but many diseases. And second thing, it do what it basically spoil your food as well. So these are the two known facts, and you can say the harmful effects of bacteria, which is known to us. Fermentation, Yashveen, is a process in which the bacteria is going to do what? It is going to do anaerobic respiration, and by doing anaerobic respiration is converting something into something else. Like for example, the fruit juices are converted into vinegar. That is being done by the fermentation process. Nitrification, Arisha, nitrification is a process in which the nitrogen amount is being fixed in the atmosphere. We know nitrogen is basically the largest gas present in the atmosphere. 78% of the air is nitrogen. So that amount should be fixed. That is fixed by the help of bacteria, by the process of nitrification. So fixation of nitrogen is called nitrification. Pneumonia. Pneumonia is a disease of lungs, but I will discuss that again. Definitely. I told you all the diseases we are going to discuss later on. So we'll discuss that. Okay, so disease of lungs. Alimentary canal means your digestive system. This bacteria is present in your digestive system, and when you eat something, like for example, you eat plants, so in that plant there is a cell wall present, okay? And in your body, there is no enzyme which can digest the cell wall. So bacteria produce an enzyme which can digest the cell wall. Alimentary canal is digestive system. The tract right from your mouth to your large intestine is called digestive alimentary canal. Okay. Any other question? Cyanobacteria अभी हमने पढ़ा ही नहीं है. Ramuz, why are you going that much fast? We will study that. So I'll discuss cyanobacteria as well. Okay, if you have any question, you can ask, because for today, I think this is enough. The period time is also over. So ask any question in the lecture which we have discussed.